Well, this is Mike Kilgore coming all the way from sunny Florida here in 3i Supply. And we're here today with Nathan Riddels with Agent Clean. And we're glad that you could join us today. We have been trying to put this together for just a little bit because I get a lot of customers that contact me and say, we really want to know more about the Agent Clean products. And with the 4 different types of products that they have, I see a lot on the boards that people are wanting more and more information about specific products. But what we are going to do, and I know that I'm going to be posting this video up inside of our website that's here, but we are going to be giving away a sample pack here that's been donated very graciously from Agent Clean. We're so happy that they were able to send that to us. And it's got a gallon of all 4 of the products that are inside of it: the Agent Blue, the Secret Agent, the Agent Green, and the Agent Halt. So it gives you a sample, and the way in which you can win that is right below this video. Now, it's going to be posted in a lot of different groups, but in this group that you're in below, I want you to type Agent Clean. That's all you have to do. Agent Clean, and you're entered. Then I'll go through, pull all those out, and we'll do a drawing on Thursday. So when you see this video, go down below, type in Agent Clean underneath it, and you're registered. So without much more ado, I do want to say hello to our guest today, which is Nathan. Hey, Nathan, how you doing?
How's it going, Mike?
Doing great. It's a good day up here. You're in Missouri, is that right?
Yep, right in the middle of the state in Columbia, kind of between St. Louis, Kansas City.
Well, that's good. Well, you got the Tigers out there. They just beat up on the Gators, I think, just a little bit. So, well, good. So what I want to go into just a little bit and just jump right into it. Tell us a little bit more about Agent Clean. Tell us about the company and who you are, and just give us a little brief idea about what it's all about.
Sure. Well, Agent Clean was formed about, I'd say, 5 or 6 years ago. It came out of Andrew Snyder and John Welker working as business partners, and they brought this model and decided they wanted to turn it into a franchise. So the franchise model is very affordable to get into, and what it does is it helps people who want to get into the industry who don't necessarily have the time or money to do it all by themselves. As you know, branding, business development, extremely expensive to do it right. It's quite an investment. More things pop up when we talk to small business owners about the costs to do branding, the cost to do marketing. So Agent Clean brings this kind of franchise model to help kind of bridge that gap. One of the things we quickly found out was that we needed products that would be branded to us but be available for our franchisees. And they needed to have all the qualities that someone who was working as our brand would want. So affordability, quality, and branding, essentially. So we came up with Agent Clean Solutions. We quickly found out that all those things that make them great for franchisees make them great for everyone in the industry. And that's when we started working with vendors and selling the product to industry-wide, which is how Agent Clean Solutions was born. So while it was born as a product side of things, we also do business development and digital web services and all that kind of thing, kind of round out the solution side for small business owners in our industry.
Well, that sounds great because, there's so many different, I believe that it's not only about the products that you sell. People have to have a good basis of what a product is, and it has to perform. But to have the basis behind it and have the support, I think that's the most important part. And that's what has been really, really good, because I see it on the boards all the time. People saying, hey, check out this, check out that. And I see either yourself or one of the Agent Clean guys jump in and give as much support as possible.
Yeah, we try to be extremely supportive to everyone in our industry.
Well, that's good. Well, I want to not take a whole lot of time, but I do want to jump right into this. So why don't we jump right into, let's go into Agent Blue. Now, Agent Blue looks like a nice Kool-Aid right here, but I would strongly suggest not drinking it. At least I would choose not to. Now, the thing about Agent Blue, it's a heavy duty degreaser. Tell us a little bit more about Agent Blue.
Sure. Agent Blue is really kind of our general purpose degreaser. You'll notice it's non-caustic. This makes it safe for a lot of surfaces. We do have a caustic product, not to be confused, but this is non-caustic, so it's great for general oil stains, grease stains. Basically, people can use it on anything non-organic. So that's going to be dirt, pollution, things like that. One other side note, we were in Colorado at a show, and a lot of guys out west where it's much drier, where mold and mildew isn't so much the thing that they're trying to clean. Instead of using SH, they actually use something like Agent Blue in their house wash because it takes care of pollution. It also emulsifies cobwebs, which is a huge deal out west. So it's really a multi-purpose detergent. You can use it on just about anything. It really does well for non-organic. So again, you're looking at oil stains, grease stains, pollution, dirt, dust, that kind of thing.
Now, I want to back up just 1 second. Now, you said it emulsifies cobwebs. Just yesterday, my crew was out cleaning a house, and it was a big roof cleaner, house wash, windows, a little bit of everything. And we had some cobwebs that we weren't able to get out. So you're saying that by using this, it helps emulsify that to make it easier to rinse?
Yes. So if you've ever tried to clean, which sounds like you have, if you've ever tried to clean cobwebs, they tend to cling to the house. They don't tend to move toward the water. So what Agent Blue does is emulsifies, which means it makes it draw toward the water. So what that does when you're rinsing is if you're drawing that into the water, it helps pull it off of that siding, making it a lot easier to do the rinse.
Ah, I get that. Well, good. Well, the great thing about, and I'll point this out, on each one of these gallons, and even on the 5 gallons, it does have a dilution guide. And like, for instance, Agent Blue, it talks about that if you're using an XJet, it's 3 ounces per 5 gallons, 10 to 1 downstream. So that's 6 to 8 ounces per 5 gallons. So you take 6 to 8 ounces of this, put it in 5 gallons of water, and then you can downstream it. Is that correct?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And then also for us fancy people and for us that like the proportioner, the house wash, you put it on number 2 on the dial.
That's our recommended dial. And one of the things when we do the ratios, we don't want you to use more than you need. Now, while of course, for us, we sell more if you use too much, but
crank that bad boy up to 5. But I'm kidding. But we want to do.
We made a really effective product, and we want to, we understand, like I said, the affordability quality thing. Bottom line is affected by how much you spend on chems and how far you can make those chems last. So for us, we're going to tell you the ratio that works the best, and that's what we found to work.
Now, this does come in a gallon, comes in 5 gallons, comes in 55 gallons. We can also send you truckloads, I'm sure. So any way that you want to buy it, we'll be more than happy to send it to you.
It's also in our new concentrated formula, the 5X.
Okay.
Which is gallon. It's a gallon of 5X concentrate.
Okay.
We'll make 5 gallons of standard strength solution, and then you mix that down like the ratios say.
Mix that out like the ratio.
So it helps you on shipping.
Okay. Now I'm going to throw something in here, and don't worry, it's okay. I didn't spring one on you, but we did talk about a little bit how you didn't have the caustic degreaser, but I do have ground force here.
Oh, perfect.
So I just when we were talking about this before, I'm going to add this in, and I'm going to just put in some ground force so that we can talk about the difference and what we should be using that for there. So I know I'm kind of delaying a little bit.
Oh, you're good. You're good.
But I want to just get down here into some ground force. So let's talk a little bit about ground force and what it's all about.
Ground force is, in the words of one of the guys who came to one of our training schools, it's the bourbon of the cleaning solutions. So ground force is what you turn to when nothing else is working. I've yet to hear someone tell me it hasn't worked. I did have one guy tell me it didn't work, but it had been sitting in a bottle in a truck for about a year. So likely it just had separated. That's why we sell it in powder form. You mix it right before you use it. But ground force is a caustic degreaser. What that means is it's going to damage softer surfaces. So it is for hard surface only. We highly recommend concrete only, is what we say. It can be used on asphalt, can be used actually on the PVC like restaurant roofs. There's a great image on our Facebook of a job Ray Burke did on a really bad restaurant roof that had grease buildup from years and years. And ground force cut through it like butter. So ground force, a lot of our guys, we use it on dumpster pads and drive-throughs where grease and stains have built up for a while. It is a hot mix, but you can use it both hot water, cold water. So you apply it, let it sit for a little bit and go. It doesn't require much dwell time at all. You can always mix it hotter as needed. So like I said, ground force is really the product you turn to when nothing else is cutting it. If you try the Agent Blue first and it's not doing it, and it's a surface you can use a caustic on, you can use a caustic. But again, remember all your PPE when you're working with it, because it will burn you. And you can feel the heat when you're mixing it. So,
yeah. I know when we mixed it up the first time I saw it was, I believe at Ray Burke's a couple of years back when I actually met Ray the first time. But I know I'm going to ask you that. I think this is an easy question, and I know we weren't going to get too terribly technical with it, but this is a question I had asked me a couple of days ago. When you mix this up and you mix all the portions, it tells you very easily on the front of this box here. It says component 1, fill with 5 gallons of container, halfway with fresh water. One of the things that I learned right at the beginning is you always add chemical to the water. You don't add water to the chemical. That's a very, very big safety thing to think of. But my question is that once we mix this out and it makes kind of the 5 gallons that it makes up of the caustic degreaser with what it makes here, are you able to save that or do you have to use it at that period of time?
It'll last for a little while. I don't know the exact shelf life. Most people use it pretty quick.
Once it's already mixed.
But it doesn't have to. You don't have to feel like you have to use it all in one go if you. But I think I vaguely remember. I think I talked to Andrew about this once or twice. I think you're looking at like 30, 60 days. Maybe.
Okay.
But again, most people use it up faster than that. If they're doing a lot of like industrial stuff, which is usually our clients who buy this stuff, it gets used up pretty quick.
These guys are using it primarily cleaning. I would assume they're cleaning a lot of garages and big areas, because when you're mixing this stuff out and you're making a dilution of 1 to 7 after you've mixed this together, primarily this one little box right here is making 7 5-gallon containers, or 9 5-gallon containers after it gets done with. So there's some people that say, I want to be able to keep some with me so that if I need some on those to go, it's there. But I mean, basically, you're not talking much here. It's like $35 for a $30, $25, something like that. Go to 3i Supply and look it up. It'll tell you for sure how much it is. So anyway, I wanted to touch base on that real quick. That was real kind of simple. That was there. But what I do want to do is move over into something that I think is really, really interesting. And I think the chlorine enhancer, that's going to be Agent Green. That's kind of got that apple look to it there. Doesn't smell like apples, but it has that look to it that's there. But tell us a little bit more about what Agent Green is kind of used for, what it's about.
So Agent Green is your chlorine enhancer, and it's used basically to help kind of push your bleach into a little bit higher or hotter mix. What I've been told is that it boosts your SH by about 1%, give or take. So this is really helpful, especially in cold weather. A lot of guys use it in cold weather. A lot of guys use it on roof mixes because you tend to need to be hotter on a roof. So you add a little bit of that, helps your SH go a little bit further. Really, it's, you mentioned the scent. We kind of left it mostly neutral in the scent so people can add whatever scent cover they want. But yes, so it's used anytime you need to give your SH a little bit of boost. Old bleach, bleach has been in the sun, that kind of thing.
All right. Now, once you add this to it, is there I've seen some of the boards there where it energizes and really gets it boosted up there. I talked to one guy, and he said, as long as if I added it into my bleach and I added it into my SH and I kept it closed, I didn't notice any difference over a period of time. But when I left it undone and I left it open and vented, then I noticed that it drastically excited the chlorine out.
Yes,
the bleach out.
That's fairly true, and you can try agitating it if that ends up happening, and then try again. But yeah, it's not going to last forever in there. That's why, particularly, why we don't leave it mixed usually. So, also the benefit of using a proportioner where it's in its own tub, because then it just you don't
Yeah,
have.
on the proportioner, it's got a 3 to 4 on the dial, depending on the stain level. I mean, obviously that at that on the proportioner, the XJet. But like I said, this is broken down into house wash and to roof wash, so you can read right onto the onto here that tells you what your exact mix is there. So I'm a fan of Agent Green. We use Agent Green. I'm going to move over to Secret Agent. Because I think it's the next one in line that I really like to talk about. And Secret Agent is a high quality surfactant. Now we're starting to see a lot of surfactants come out there, but the tried and something that I feel very comfortable with. And there's a lot of people that like different stuff, but I do like Secret Agent surfactant. It's good. Tell me a little bit more about the Secret Agent.
Well, it's it's a really basic principle. It's your basic surfactant. It's a foaming agent, helps your solution stick to vertical and inclined surfaces. I have met a few guys who hadn't been using any kind of surfactant and weren't getting results that they wanted on siding. You really need something sticky to keep that solution on there to help with dwell time. Secret Agent is one of the stickiest, foamiest surfactants I've seen. There's lots of products out there. Everyone kind of uses what they want to and what they're comfortable with. We love Secret Agent. It's very effective in terms of how much you have to use. So for an XJet, you're looking at 1 to 3 ounces. For a 5 gallon, 5 ounces per 5 gallon on a 10 to 1 downstream, and like a 1 to 1.5 on a proportioner dial. It is very effective. You don't want to overuse the stuff because you will be rinsing forever. And that's from us initially testing it. We kind of did the glug glug method of mixing, and then discovered we spend it 3 times as long rinsing because too much foam. So it's really effective. You really do want to stick to the ratios on this one just to be effective and efficient in your cleaning. But it pairs very well with Agent Green. I know you were going to mention something like that. Is one of the common usages of Secret Agent and Agent Green are kind of a power duo. Mixing them together for siding and roofs, really great combination.
Yeah, that's without a doubt. That's what we do. So we mix a 50-50 mix of Agent Green with Secret Agent, and that seems to be our kind of go-to that we use. And it really does create an effect that once it goes through, because we do use a proportioner, and as it goes through, we find that it really does make a fantastic, and it rinses off very well. The rinsing agents that are inside of Secret Agent, I think, are really good to being able to clean that off. Now, that kind of leads me into the last product, which I think is a staple. And I'm going to talk about a couple of other things of reasons why I'm a fan of Agent Halt and what helps out with contractors that are using Agent Halt, not just because it's a bleach neutralizer, but for a couple of other things too. But tell us a little bit more about Agent Halt and, um, and, and, and what it's all about.
Sure. Agent Halt is our bleach neutralizer. It's really one of our most popular products. Um, People are starting to realize, when you're washing in, say, hot weather, for example, this is one of the best uses. Your solution dries very quickly on windows. Whether it be residential or commercial, you tend to get these kind of yellow spots that dry very quickly in the heat. And it cuts into your efficiency when you have to go back and wash the windows, even if it wasn't sold with the package, because you've got dried bleach on it. We were using this down in Florida with Ray on a hotel clean. It was pretty hot that day, and the solution dried on these huge picture windows. Well, instead of having to wash the windows, we hit it with the Agent Halt and rinsed, and they sparkled without even touching them. So Agent Halt will neutralize those bleach stains. It neutralizes bleach off of surfaces, and it also on windows will take care of low level hard water. But there's a variety of uses for it. This is part of the beauty of Agent Halt, is that it can be used for a lot of different things. So a post rinse on windows for residential, commercial, can be used to clean out your equipment, used to rinse off your trucks. You can even use it on your hands. Some of the guys we know keep it in a spray bottle and spray their arms and hands down when they need to. You can use it in a variety of ways. Anytime you need to neutralize bleach. A lot of people have been using it as a post-wash rinse on plants after doing a roof, just for the added security of ensuring that those plants survive. So lots of different uses, really popular product.
Well, I'll tell you, one of the things, there's a couple of things that we use these for, and I've talked about this before in another video, but I've got 3 additional things that we use it for. One is that there's multiple times that we're out cleaning, and it never fails that we have that next door neighbor or the customer that comes out, but typically it's the next door neighbor that comes out and says, "Oh my, you're spraying bleach, you're going to kill everything. You know, we got to call OSHA, we got to call everybody, bring in the warriors. This is horrible what we're doing here." I keep a 1-gallon container of this unopened, and I bring it out and I say, "No, ma'am, I know we're using chlorine. I know I got to tell them chlorine, bleach, whatever else that they want to go with. But we're using Agent Halt when we get done, and it's a bleach neutralizer. When we get done, it's going to neutralize all the bleach." 9.9% of the time they go, "Oh, well, thank you. Appreciate it. Bye-bye." And that's it. All I got to do is just show them the container, and I have no problems from there on out. They just, you know, hey, this is what we're doing. So basically, it's a deterrent sometimes for the neighbor that comes over and talk to us. The other thing is too is that on a roof, what we'll do is after we get done cleaning a roof, we know that we get a lot of burn marks, especially when we start dealing with a lot of the morning dew. So we get dew drip along the bushes and everything that happens once we get done cleaning a roof. And if you're not rinsing and you're leaving it up there, one of the things that we've been doing is taking Agent Halt and spraying just a light coat. Now, a little bit goes a long way. I mean, it can neutralize, a little bit can neutralize a lot, so you don't have to use a lot. But just doing a light little coat right over the top, it also shows that you're doing your due diligence whenever you're selling a roof cleaning, that you're saying, hey, we're going to be doing a little bit of cleaning. We're going to have to use some bleach. We're going to have to use some chlorine on your roof. But when we get done, we're going to spray down, and you show the customer Agent Halt bleach neutralizer, and they feel considerably more comfortable about that process of you cleaning their roof with those chemicals, because you're going to do your due diligence to help neutralize it when you get done. Now, the final piece is that in our system itself, we have a separate tank that has about 15 gallons of water and Agent Halt inside of it there. And we'll put it on a 1. Now, when we get done, we have inside of our proportioner, we have a 3-way on the top. Instead of that 3-way going back into the tank to draw water to flush out that system, we actually have it going over to the tank that has Agent Halt inside of it. So when we get done cleaning, I'm now drawing on a 1. I shut my soap off. I keep my water up high. I'll put the Agent Halt on 1, maybe 1.5, just to draw some in. Now I'm bringing that Agent Halt through that 3-way valve, down through the proportioner, down through the other valves that I've got there, into my booster, or to 12 volt or whatever you're doing, running it all the way out through your line. And then once it comes through, then I'm able to spray with it. But I'm neutralizing everything and cleaning out my system at the same time. The other thing that we do with all of our guns is we have a little Tupperware container. We put a little bit of Agent Halt inside of it, and then we mix it up with water. And once a week, then for that whole week, when we get done with our tips and we get done with our guns and we take them off of everything, we just stick them inside of there. It's kind of like that little jar that you always see when you go to get your hair cut, and they've got the combs inside of it. That's the same concept with the Agent Halt, is we put that inside so that we're sticking our guns and our tips inside of it, and it really does help keep the chlorine and the SH from attacking those guns and making them last considerably longer. So there's some other options with Agent Halt other than the fact that you are neutralizing. There's some sales aspects to it. If you want to show your due diligence, show them that you're going to use Agent Halt, and it really eases, and I see these on the board all the time. What do you do when somebody says, are you going to be using bleach? Are you going to be using chlorine? And basically, I just tell them I use Agent Halt.
Yep, you're exactly right. It's all about setting up customer expectations.
Yeah. So that's great. So basically, those are kind of the three different products that we've got, or I'm sorry, you've got 5 products here. You've got Agent Green, you've got Secret Agent, you've got the Agent Halt, and then the Agent Blue. It went somewhere, and then also the Ground Force that's there. So I think that it's an arsenal that people can have on their rigs to be able to solve a lot of the problems that are out there.
Agreed. And, that's one of the things some people do like to have one brand that they use. Instead of mixing and matching, it's like, well, one of the things we tried to do, again, thinking about our franchisees, was we want a full suite of cleaning solutions, which we actually have one more. We actually have Glass Enforcer too, which is a window cleaning solution used for traditional like applicator squeegee purposes. So you do offer window cleaning. That's another one you can have all from one company.
Awesome. Well, that's great. Well, obviously, we want you to buy all this stuff. I want you to buy it from 3i Supply. That's my goal, is to have you guys come there. Again, like I said, we are going to give away this Agent Blue, the Secret Agent, this sample box that's here. All you have to do is down below, just type in Agent Clean, and you'll be registered to be able to give that away. We're going to pull all the names that do that below, and then we'll be able to give that away on Thursday. Again, I'll ship it right out to you, and hopefully somebody will enjoy that. So, Nathan, I really want you to appreciate you coming out and giving us some insight. That's great.
Thank you for having me on. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Well, we'll be in contact, and remember, for all your cleaning needs, I'm going to move right over here. For all your cleaning, your paver sealing needs, and for cleaning, make sure you come and visit with us. Again, we're so thankful for everybody that has followed us. Come to 3, the number 3, the letter I, supply.net. My name is Mike Kilgore, the number 727-388-4969. That's 3i Supply, where we're interested, insightful, and innovative. So thank you guys again for your time, and have a great day. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.